Hey everybody, my name is Alex with Mad Dog Trades, and today I'm going to be going over three of the trades that I took. It is December 15th, 2022, and try to explain my rationale behind why I took the trades, and go over my execution, things that I did good, things that I could have done better, and try to help you guys out, and also document my own journey so that I can look back, a couple months from now and see how I made progress and keep improving on the things that I need to work on. So, if we go into our chart in the pre-market, we see here that we have one touch of this resistance at 39 or 395.2, and then around 902, 904, right in there, we almost touch it, pretty close, and it rejects it again. And so we've been in a downtrend since yesterday, and so my bias is puts. Um, we shouldn't be biased, but if we're in a clear trend, we want to trade with a trend. So I shouldn't say bias. It's just trading logically. So when we open here at 9:30, we look at this green candle, and a lot of people have a hard time taking puts off of big green candles. But I knew that this was a resistance that we respected twice in pre-market. And if we look at the wick, it literally touches it exactly and then has a massive drop down. So this was my entry on puts right here on this wick. I got a perfect entry. And my first price target was the bottom of this channel that we were respecting in the pre-market. If we look, we had one touch of it here, then another touch of it here, so we were kind of just zigzagging in this little channel. So when we opened up, this was my first price target on that first trade, was this 393.5-ish area. And so I actually sold all my contracts right here for a 45% gain. It was a great trade. I followed my plan to a T, but what could I have done better? Well, let me zoom out here so we can see this a little more clearly. So when I trade, I use only a couple indicators. I use the 8 EMA, the 21 EMA, and the VWAP. And so if we look at the 21 EMA, we come up, touch it once, twice, three times, and no part of these wicks or candles ever crossed above the 21 EMA. So realistically, there was no reason to close the trade. I respected my price target. I followed my plan, but we want to try and squeeze out as much profit as possible out of our trades that we can. So if we look, it kept riding that 21 EMA down until it crossed the 8 EMA again, and we get a break and retest is a particular type of trade that is one of the highest risk to reward trades that you can get. So what happens is we have this support level, we break it, and we come back up and test it, break and retest, and then we make the continuation downwards. So if I was a little bit more patient, I could have recognized that we were respecting the 21 EMA, never broke above it, and kept playing this to the downside. And instead of a 45% trade, it would have been like a 300% trade. So kind of a little FOMO there that I have for not being as patient and exiting my trade so fast. So then we're gonna go into my second trade now, which was this bounce off of the bottom of the channel in the pre-market. And I took a really good entry right here, so that way I could have a really tight stop loss. If you hesitate and you wait for it to start moving off of that level, you create a larger stop loss. Instead of a 10 or 20% stop loss, now you're pushing 30, 40, 50% just to make sure that the trade works out. So when you're entering trades, do not hesitate. If it touches your level and it's a clear support or resistance, take it. The worst thing that can happen is it breaks below or breaks above and you sell it and you take a very tiny loss. But you create a better risk to reward by having a tighter stop loss. So when I took this trade, we got a clear bounce, and I could have sold it right here at this touch of the 21 EMA for like a 30% win, I believe. But that wasn't my trading plan. My trading plan was we're going to see it out and see if it touches this clear resistance level. Right in here was not a clear resistance level, so there was no reason to sell it. So I followed my trading plan, and when it came down here and touched my entry level, and then it broke slightly below it with this wick, I sold it, and it was an 11% loss. So I could have made a little bit of money on the trade, but it wasn't according to my plan. And so that's something I'm really trying to work on, is being disciplined. If you have a plan, stick to it, see it through, and let it play out. Um, so then for my third trade, where I actually played the break and retest. And so I saw we broke the support. We came up and touched it from the bottom now. And so I took puts right here. And so this was my first price target right in here. And I actually sold at the bottom of this candle around, I think 392 was where I sold it. Again, there was no reason to sell it. If you look at the volume, we had an increase in volume here, especially in the red. And then this volume was even higher on the next candle, mostly red. So there was no reason for me to sell it. But I reached a price target, so I sold my whole position. And that's something that I have to stop doing, is I have a really bad habit of when it gets to my first price target, selling my whole position, because I just want to get in and out quick. And if I would have waited, let's see, literally 2, 4, 6, 8 more minutes, I would have taken that trade from a 25% winner to like 150, 200% winner. So again, that's something that I need to work on, and I know a lot of traders struggle with this, as well as holding on to their winners longer. And as we see, it's getting extended away from the 8 EMA here, and realistically, this was where I should have sold it, right in here, where we see this green candle break above the low. But all in all, I had a 45% winner, 25% winner, and an 11% loss. I made good money on the day. I followed my plan. I could have done better, which we always can, but overall very happy with how I executed today. And hopefully you guys can kind of see the rationale behind why I took the trades and why I exited, why I entered, and hopefully learn something from this. So like I said, I'm going to try and start doing this every day, so that way we can document my trades and try to help you guys along the way, and myself. That way I can keep track of my progress, make sure that I'm working on the things that I need to work on and kind of stay accountable. But thanks for watching, guys, and have a good rest of your day. Peace.